and I overcame a lot of things. You know, I lost a couple friendships. I went through, you know, a lot of family drama or whatever. It's all trying to, you know, it's all distraction, but you gotta take that distraction and just push it aside, because you gotta focus on your end game, and that's making it. So obstacles, number one thing. You know, you can't get unmotivated, undriven. You cannot like feel doubtful from an obstacle, because it's just a distraction, and you know, it's just a test. Whether you believe in God or not, it's a test to see if you're strong enough and you're capable enough to taking the obstacle and just throwing it aside. All right, so obstacles, that's out of the way. You know, once you overcome your obstacles, you're on the right path. The second thing you need to make it is simply the drive, and I just mentioned that before. You know, you gotta have the actual drive to do it. So, you know, all the time, you know, my friends, they want to hang out with me on the weekends. I'm like, nah, I can't. I have to stream. They're like, come on, dude, come on. I'm like, no, I have to stream. I'm very firm about it. I want this more than anything. You know, I'm a senior. I'm not gonna really see my friends. You know, we're gonna all do our own thing. But at the same time, I want this so bad that I will not hang out with my friends, and instead I will stream. I'll put all my hours, all my time into this, all my energy into this. So the drive is very important. You know, it was actually funny. This past weekend, my friend was like, so you want to hang out after you're done streaming? I'm like, I'm doing like close to a 12-hour stream. He's like, how do you do that for 12 hours? It's my motivation. It's my drive. Without the drive, there would be nothing. There would be no grind, you know? And that goes into the third topic, the grind. This is the last and final topic about how to make it, the grind. Now, people really believe that there's overnight success when it comes to, you know, going for something, when it comes to, you know, following something, your passion. You know, that doesn't exist. You know, you gotta assume that nobody's gonna give you shit. You gotta live the world as constipated. Nobody's gonna give you shit. You know, when you're constipated, you know, you can't shit. Nobody will give you shit. You gotta live the world like that. So you gotta be self-made. You know, it's all part of the grind. You gotta realize, okay, this is gonna be a grind. I gotta do it. You know, there's no skips, there's no shortcuts. I gotta just fucking do it. That's how you have to have that mind state at all times. You gotta literally not expect any handouts, and you gotta just do it yourself. That's all it is. You gotta rely on yourself. You can't trust anybody except for yourself. You know, I've been let down by many people. I've even let people down. You know, you gotta just trust yourself. You can't trust anyone. You can't give everything you have into someone. They let you down. In the end, it's the sad truth. It's human nature.